crime.
Right, you would have to get some tip off that they're committing crime.
Right.
Wow.
I told you.
That's
I told you
interesting.
so. Hey guys, you know, I was doing a recording today. Conversation came up about the son of Sam, Berkowitz. It happened in the 70s in my neighborhood, Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. I remember it like it was yesterday. I'm watching a video about it and determining for what they talk about, what I know. I knew there was a girl named, Jewish girl named Moskowitz was shot on in the Beth Avenue section. That's right in my neighborhood. She was with a guy, they were making out. That's what this guy did, the son of Sam. He came around to Lover's Lanes and watch people make it out, whatever, and shot them. It caused such a panic in the neighborhood. There was rumors that he was shooting girls who had blonde hair, and some say he was shooting girls who had brunette hair and stuff like that, and cops were looking for him. I remember it was the only time that I remember growing up where the mafia actually merged with the cops a little bit. It was in our neighborhood. We felt that coming to our neighborhood and killing, you know, young men and women, we were all upset. Everybody was trying to find out who he was and what his motive was and stuff like that. Later on, it came out that there was, his next door neighbor had a dog, and the dog's name was Sam. And he was talking to the dog talked to him, told him, you know, where to go and kill people and shoot people and do all kinds of weird shit. Our whole neighborhood was literally on guard. And if you were with a young girl and you were hanging out near a Lover's Lane, you're keeping your eyes open, it became crazy. They got him through a ticket. He parked somewhere and he got a no parking ticket. It was the same time as the shooting. It was in front of someone's house and he lived in another neighborhood, so they went to this other neighborhood where the car was registered, where the ticket was, and they wound up catching him. And all kinds of satanic things came out about it, and you know, I'm not into any of that stuff, so I really don't know too much about it, but everybody was talking about devil worship and stuff like that. I don't know what he had against young men and women, what his motive was, but something about the dog was talking to him and made him evil. I know I'm about to work with a woman on prison reform. I found out that she's working in this case too now. He came out for parole a couple of times. They denied him, and they said they're compassionate. They give everybody like a second chance. But this guy, they're literally afraid of him to let him out.
And would you mind just explaining a little bit who Berkowitz is for people that don't know?
Yeah, so David Berkowitz was a serial killer here in New York City. And he started the killings in like 1976. Really, he had the whole city up in arms and nervous because he was randomly shooting innocent people. And girls, most of the girls had long dark hair. So now all these girls were cutting their hair. They were dyeing their hair blonde.
I don't remember that part. You know, I remember that some girls were blondes and blondes were worried. You know, I guess there was all kinds of rumors floating around that they had dark hair, long hair, and this and that and the other thing. I don't know if that happened. In 1976, became a made member in the mafia. And I do remember being in a Lover's Lane one night. Before I went there, I made sure I had a gun because I was concerned by this guy running around shooting people in Lover's Lanes and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it was always dark hair. So let me listen to a little more of it.
He shot like 14 people, and I think 7 of them died or 6 of them died. So, and like I said, he would not only shoot Lover's Lanes, he shot random girls on occasion. And they all kind of had the same look. And he would leave notes, or he would leave notes at the scene, and he would write letters to Jimmy Breslin, who was a New York Daily News columnist, a well-known New York guy. And he would write these taunting letters, basically, trying to catch me kind of thing. And he would have like satanic words in it or reference Satan, and the letters are kind of creepy and scary, to be honest. Right. So when he eventually gets caught a year later, I think July or August of 1977. The cops get a tip. One of his last killing, he parked at a hydrant when he did his shooting, and he got a summons. And the woman saw a car in front of in the area, and she told the cops, I don't know if this had anything to do with it, but there was a yellow, I think it was like a Volkswagen or something, and it had a summons in the window. It was parked at a hydrant, and they tracked that down to his car. And when they found the car, they looked in, they saw a gun in the car, and they waited and they pinched him when they came out.
Wow.
When he gets arrested in the summer of 77, he initially says that he was told to do these killings by his neighbor's dog.
Mm-hmm.
His neighbor's name was Sam Carr, and the dog was telling him to do the shootings. And that's why he got the name of Son of Sam Carr, the son.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he initially told the cops. He didn't give names at the time, but he at some point was probably going to give names up. And he, after giving this information, he subsequently gets his jugular cut in jail. And he doesn't go out of the picture. He doesn't die, but it shook him. He almost died, but it shook him up enough not to talk anymore.
Wow.
So he doesn't talk about it, and he's since become like a born again Christian. And I've had some writing correspondence with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but he doesn't. He just
When he got hurt in prison, cut, or whatever this guy's talking about, it wasn't to shut him up. People hated him. Outside of prison, inside of prison, the mafia, the cops, everybody hated him. When you run around shooting innocent girls and boys making love, a girl walking on the street because she looks a certain way, it wasn't to shut him up. Yeah, he said that there was people involved, but he came up with a lot of stories, so I don't know if that's true. But I think when he got hurt, stabbed, or whatever he got in prison, I think people just despised him. It's like a child molester. I've been in prison over 22 years. When you go to prison and you're a child molester or a rapist, nobody likes you. Nobody wants to be near you. And some people who are doing life sentences or heavy time, they actually want to kill you for whatever reason it is. And I've seen that happen tons of times. Not so much that they got killed, but beat up, and they despise these people. And I think that they despised him just like a child molester or a serial killer. Nobody likes a serial killer. So even in the mafia, one or two guys became serial killers, and we killed them. When I say we, I mean the mafia, not me personally, but Roy DeMeo. There was a couple of people that they've killed doing shit like that. Let me listen to a little more.
Admits to what he did, or not all of them, but he's very sorry for what he did, is basically what he always says, which I don't doubt that he is. I mean, I believe after all these years, he might be a born again Christian. You know, he might have found Jesus. But
I don't care who he found, a born again Christian, he found Jesus. I don't care who the fuck he is or what he found. People like that, yeah, he's sorry. Yeah, good for him. A guy like that, they can't let a guy like that out of prison, number one. This is beyond any kind of a gang thing, or these are sick individuals. He should have been put to death. They don't even deserve to breathe, in prison or out of prison. They should go. And that's what happens. Maybe that's what somebody tried when he got hurt, he got cut. Maybe that's what they were trying to do, is take him out of this, take him out, get him rid of him. And I believe in that. I think that's what they got to do. There's no feeling sorry for this guy. These are murders on innocent people, kids, for no fucking reason. A dog told you to do it? You want to talk about born again Christian, whatever he found in prison, Jesus, I don't care what he found, who he found. Bring him, send him up to go really meet Jesus.
But in any respect, he doesn't want to give up anybody.
Wow.
For his own safety, according to him.
And so he never was on the record to give a statement that there were other shooters. He had just mentioned it to people.
I think he put it, in an interview, a television interview.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, there were other people that were working with me.
Yeah.
And it was a part of this satanic cult.
Right.
Wow. And were there other, was it ever confirmed that he was in a satanic cult? Was he open about that?
Well, Tiny had said that before he got, years earlier, he had run into Berkowitz, but he never talked to him. But he had seen him at like some of these functions.
So Tiny claims that he was there.
Yeah.
Was there any other verification that he was a part of the satanic cults?
Verification from other members?
Yeah, like himself, or like did Berkowitz ever write it in a letter? Like he used kind of satanic language,
Yeah.
but did he ever say like, I really did these because
No.
Satan wanted me to? Or
No,
because...
I think he said stuff. Yeah,
Oh, really?
like that kind of stuff. He would say, yeah.
But never. Oh, I was a part of this
No.
cult on this street.
No.
Wow.
No.
And Berkowitz is still alive?
Yeah.
And when did you talk to him?
When did I write letters back and forth? The last one was probably like 5 years ago.
It's relatively recent.
Yeah.
He's still in prison?
Yes.
Will he ever be released?
I don't think so. I don't even think he goes up for his parole hearings.
Wow. I wonder if he would ever admit to it now.
The person that I'm talking with, Dr. Kimura, and she told me they would never, ever let him out. She would never. The guy's a complete psychopath. Can't believe anything he says or does. A guy like that is so bent. He's talking with a dog, and the dog told him to do it. Now, he said he was in a cult. Now, this isn't the mafia that he's afraid to give them up. That doesn't save his life. If there is members of this cult, this guy probably would have been dead already. They want to kill just because they want to kill. So why wouldn't they kill him? It's not a mafia like, as long as you don't talk, we're not going to kill you. That's bullshit. That's all bullshit. It doesn't work like that. Not with these kind of sickos. They just belong to a cult, and this is what they do. They enjoy killing. It gets them off. They do all kinds of different rituals and stuff. I've even talked to some sickos in prison on occasion. Very limited conversation. They annoy the shit out of me. I can't even talk to them. They bring things back from people they killed, and they worship the thing, and they put blood on it. They cut themselves, put their own blood, mix their blood in with the blood from the person they took. All this is all, you don't let people like this out of prison. You should give them, this is death penalty. These are people you got to put to sleep. Get rid of them. Why is society got to pay $30,000, $40,000 a year, plus paying psychiatrists and stuff, $50,000, $60,000 a year to keep this guy breathing? All of these years, we're paying for it. We don't want to pay for it. So, and you're going to meet Dr. Kimura, hopefully. I'm in touch with her. All right, let me get back and listen to a little bit more of this video.
Yeah, I would.
Follow up with him and be like,
yeah, sure.
Hey, it's been, 50 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
You ready to give closure to this thing?
Yeah.
Wow. Where is he being held?
I don't know the name of I knew the name. It's up in Suffolk County. It's a jail up in Suffolk County, New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is wild. So you don't think he acted alone? You're pretty...
I don't think he acted alone. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy guy, really. I don't know if it was a cult, if the cult actually existed to the extent that Tiny believes it did or says it did. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if Berkowitz was actually involved with a cult, but I do believe that he acted in concert with the others.
Wow. Now, do you think that there's cults that exist within New York City today?
Satanic cults?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
If one existed,
yeah,
20, 30 some years ago, why would it stop?
Yeah, I don't doubt it, to be honest.
Wow. Have you looked into it more? Like, do you have any interest in trying to uncover that part of crime within the department?
As far as Berkowitz or just in general terms?
Just in general satanic cults.
No, I don't know it's not illegal to be part of a cult. It's not illegal to be a cult, so...
Right. But if they're committing crimes and things like that, I wonder if there's something you could do. I wonder if there's something that police could do or detectives could do to try to uncover that or try to infiltrate it. Has there ever been any work to try to do that? I guess it's probably not that serious of a thing in their eyes. I feel like it's probably kind of covert compared to drugs and gangs.
To be honest, it's for lack of a better term, it's a freedom of religion, right?
Right.
So unless they're actually committing a crime.
He's talking about freedom of religion with a cult. So that's okay? You want to go after the mafia who hurts themselves, not other people? You want to hurt people, black people and Hispanic people all over the world, and for bullshit crimes that they're committing? it was people who was in prisons for smoking pot or dealing pot, then this is okay? I mean, this whole interview, I'm glad I'm not in it or part of it, because I would explode. I would tell this guy, you must be joking, bro.